All right, so this is the one I've already put out a few videos on. Massively contaminated refrigerant was freezing up into a block of ice, the evaporator, and then the blower. The blower would keep spinning, but no air would come out of the vents. And it went to a different shop, and they replaced the blower. And then the customer complained about the same thing. So the different shop, that other one, replaced the blower again, and it still had that same thing. And it had a frozen up line out here, and I used the refrigerant identifier, contaminated refrigerant. I'm going to see if that takes care of it first. So I'm doing the flush here. So I'm about to put nitrogen and do a flush. And as you see, my vacuum was kind of stalling out somewhere around 570 microns, if it'll focus. No, the Apple doesn't want to focus. Okay, oh, believe me, that says 570 microns. Then I turned off the vacuum, and then it's steadying out, and it's steadying at around 999 microns, right there. Yeah, it just doesn't want to let you see what it's saying. Well, you can see it down here, 999 microns, and that's where it's plateaued. That is the vacuum. The vacuum is not when it's running, and I opened this up here. I'll open this up for a second, and you'll see this go down. So, oh, no you won't, because it went at 99.99 because I lost power. I mean, not lost power, but I went into battery saving mode. There we go. 1,500 microns. I was going back down to 999 or so. Close enough for government work. So let's open this back up. You'll see it shoot down. And now it'll repeat that. There you go. Little lag. So you get to see the vacuum fall. And then as it hits its vapor pressure, it has a hard time falling back down here to 600 microns. But it's slowly getting over. You see how it's like going at an angle? It's steep and it's like stepping over. Well, let's see what happens when I flush some nitrogen. So I have the nitrogen sitting here. Let me close off. I'm going to close the low side because I'm going to blow the nitrogen through the same way that it would normally go from flow from high to low. And I'm only going to bring it up to like 0 psi. So I got that one closed off. I'm going to close off the vacuum. Nitrogen's sitting here like at 100 or 200 psi. You can see it shooting back up. So let's give it a little blast. Boom, boom. You seen it went to 75 psi for just a split second. Boom, boom. There we go. We're positive a little bit. I don't want really positive, but close enough to 0. Good enough for government work. So there we go. I just closed off. The high is closed now. The nitrogen is closed. I'm going to open up the vacuum, and we're going to pull from the low side. So what we're doing is we're sweeping moisture off all the surfaces, and you can hear that. So we're only pulling from the low side, and you can see that it's lagging on the high side because it's not pulling vacuum on the high side. Boom, we're going into microns already. There we go, and I'll read it over here. There it goes, it's falling from up there. You see how fast it's going down now? Remember that step before? So we're down to 15, we're down to 14, and I'm only pulling on one side now. Before, it was 2 sides, but right now I'm only doing one side. Okay, we are, what were we before? 990 was its plateau, and I think it was like 6 something before. There we go, we reached where we were before. I'm gonna open up the other side. So now I'm gonna open up the other side. You're gonna see it jump a little bit. And then you'll see it go back down. And if you look at the fall compared to the first one, when I drew a vacuum, it falls steeper, it falls more linear, and it gets down to its plateau faster because I just sweep nitrogen through the system. And now where are we? We're at 624. We're already into 500 and something. So we were plateauing before with the vacuum on at 680 and just wouldn't go lower. But by pushing a little nitrogen through the system from the high to the low, sweep some moisture out, we're now able to go lower. And you do that 3 times when you have a severely moisture contaminated system. And if you want to just do it once, it's your call on that. But experiment and you'll find out things you didn't know before. See you guys later. We're dropping down into the 4. And remember, your micron meter while the vacuum is open and pulling is not the one that counts. It's the micron measurement after you turn off the vacuum and it has risen and it has plateaued and leveled out. That is your true vacuum, not this.